Cool.
Welcome back to the One Boys Podcast. Oh yeah, no whispering, no Joe Biden whispering. Let's just go full on talk to each other.
Well, he's like 80 years old, so he physically can't summon any more volume from his body.
That's why we were watching something the other day where it just showed all the clips of Joe Biden being like, "Build back better, affordable health care," and he just like leans into the microphone and it's like, whispering doesn't work.
Yeah, Joe, listen, we know that you're like, I don't know, some kind of superhuman hearing machine, I guess. That's why he whispers to everybody. Or maybe he just likes whispering to everybody. Hey, how you doing?
He just loves whispering. He's a big fan of her whispering.
Yeah.
So this is the Christmas Eve podcast because it's Christmas Eve.
Will we actually release it on Christmas Eve, or is it just recorded on this day?
It is recorded on Christmas Eve. The people get it when they get it. They can be patient.
Yeah, they get we got jobs and stuff, and really, I waste a lot of time. So these things, whenever we record them, it's usually a few days afterwards that they are finally revealed.
Yeah, let's try and get this one to the people before they have to go get bored with their families on Christmas.
Okay.
Or die from Omicron, whatever work comes first.
Well, it would have to be tomorrow for Christmas Eve, because Sarah's family does Christmas on Christmas Eve, and then
Merry Christmas, Sarah's
I don't think
family.
they do
Merry
anything.
Christmas.
I don't think they do anything on Christmas Day. Well, they maybe do, but like it's a lot less intense and so on.
Yeah, of course.
I just got a call from my mechanic. Took the car in for a service today. He's like, "There's a lot of broken shit in here, dude." I'm like, "Fuck." I know. Let me tell you. I drive recklessly. No, I don't actually drive recklessly. I don't actually.
No, Tim, we're very for the listeners of this podcast, they're well aware of your driving style and habit.
Yeah, I'm a rage monster. No, the car's a 2011, so it's 10 years old now. So it's like it's getting to the point where those things that you've never had to worry about, you have to worry about them now. He's like, yeah, these heads on the steering column are fucking like wearing down. You're gonna have to replace them, but you can't just replace the parts that are wearing down. You got to replace the whole component itself.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck. Every time I take this guy, he's like, here's how I can spend your money.
Is it
like,
really worth it?
Mechanics and dentists.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want to discover problems? Go see a dentist.
Yeah.
Do you want to leave them be forever and ever and never have to worry about them? Don't.
Yeah, it was... absolutely necessary evil. And there's people out there who are like, just learn how to maintain your own car. It's like, sure, but first of all, of two things, I'm not interested. And then second of all, I don't want to do it. I guess those are the same thing, but...
Not interested in not wanting to do it. Yes, that is the same thing.
Well, I follow these things online where it's like, ways you can save money and ways you can, make your dollar go the extra mile and, you don't...
Sure.
They'll spend unnecessary cash or whatever. Little tips, and one of them is like, learn how to maintain your own car, change your own oil. It's like, I would change my own oil if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I'd rather pay a professional who's going to get it done in way less time and also not get his clothes all covered in oil and possibly spill it all over his dad's driveway, because that's the place I would have to go to do it.
And if you did do it at Dad's driveway, you weren't going to do it, because as soon as you rolled up, he's like, "Oh, what are you here to do?"
He's like, "What are you doing?" And then he's going to fucking do it. I'm like, this is why millennials don't know how to do anything, because their dads just roll in like, you know what, if you did it like this, and then they just do it, and then you're like,
The boomers just love doing shit.
Yeah. The one time recently Dad and I didn't have that happen was I was retiling the backsplash of the kitchen here. And I was like, "Dad, I need some help with the tiling of the kitchen." And he's like, "Oh, I tiled before." He's like, "Let's do it." And then we actually collaborated as a team. We actually had separate roles, and we actually did stuff together.
Jesus Christ.
It wasn't just like, "Well, let me take over," and Dad just swooped in. I think it's just because he's getting older now and he doesn't have the energy. But I mentioned it to him. I was like, usually when I ask you for something, it's like at some point you just kind of take the reins and just go for it. And he's like, "Yeah, because I do it right." I'm like, "You son of a bitch."
Oh, you know your flaws then. Good. That's good. Yeah. We like that about you.
No, but I think as he gets older, he's like, "Nah, take my foot off the gas a little bit."
I think he's also probably realized, he listens to this podcast. Maybe this is introspection for him.
How you doing?
Hey, just, it seems like you've gotten better. Seems like you've gotten better.
Not that it was bad before. Not that it was bad.
No, not at all. We wouldn't say that in a live public forum.
At some point, you start to feel helpless because he ends up doing everything, and you're like just standing there watching him do it, and you're like,
I'm learning so much.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I have no idea.
Like, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm not helping. Oh boy.
We just because you brought up the dentist there, I did end up going to the dentist.
What?
In the last couple of weeks. I know in the UK, that was actually an absolute mission to find a dentist. There's only like 4 of them. So
That accept new patients, I guess, or
no, I'm joking. It's just because British people's teeth are horrible.
People have bad teeth there. Yeah,
that was the joke.
The dentists are like, this is too much work. We're leaving the country. They just go elsewhere.
And they're all in North America. Teeth. You can't spit without bumping into a dentist in North America.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's nice.
Because it's good.
Where'd you get
money?
That?
Capitalism.
I went to the dentist and discovered something I've known for a very long time, that I still have my wisdom teeth and they need to come out at some point. But I've been one of those things where you're like, if I don't go to the dentist, they'll never find out. And I went to the dentist and he's like, yeah, everything, your teeth, immaculate. Love your teeth. Big fan of your teeth. He's like, but one small thing. I was like, oh, what is it? My wisdom teeth? He's like, how did you know? I was like, I've been waiting for this
every time.
Every single time. And he's like, yeah, 3 out of the 4 of your wisdom teeth have cavities in them. I was like, oh. He's like, so we can, and I just interrupted him right then, pull them out? He's like, oh, I wasn't going to start with that, but
sure.
Yeah, we can definitely pull them out. I was like, yeah, let's not fuck around. Like, get these things out of me. So
I've had the dentist telling me that for years. Get the wisdom teeth out.
Yeah.
You said you have all 4?
I still have all 4, yeah.
I only have 3.
Oh, total.
I haven't had any removed. Isn't that wild?
Oh.
So one of them just didn't grow in.
Is evolution finally catching up? Are you the first generation?
I the first one? No, it's funny because the top row of my teeth, both of them have come fully out. Both of the wisdom teeth are fully out. And the bottom row, the left one's the one that didn't grow in at all. Doesn't exist, not there.
Oh, wow.
The one on the right, though, only grew out halfway because my mouth is too small to accommodate all these big-ass teeth, apparently.
And you haven't had any pain?
No, it's fine. It kind of acts as like a half tooth.
It's fine.
It acts as like a half tooth because it's only halfway out. It is fully exposed on top, but there's a piece of gum that was over top. You know how your teeth push through the gums and eventually the gums break apart and then they form around the tooth? There's a flappy piece of gum that's been on there for years. And I play with it with my tongue sometimes.
Flapper.
Yeah, because it never bonded to the tooth. Of course, it's meant to like slowly recede as the tooth pushes out, but the tooth never pushed all the way out. So there's a flappy piece of gum that's been there for years.
Flappy.
And I play with it with my tongue once in a while.
And I play with it.
Yeah.
Adorable. Here, I'm going to make a bit of noise, actually. I'll mute my mic. I'm going to put my mic in a stand. There was no need for you to go quiet there. You could have kept telling your story.
I was just like, we'll wait patiently.
Or just, well, he'll sort it out. He'll sort it out.
Yeah, I was like, I'm more interested in how this goes. I want to visually appreciate the mic stand.
Appreciate that. I appreciate
basically, you referred me years ago to a surgeon. I was like, great, I'll do this. And then I didn't do it because I think I was just working part-time at the time. I didn't have
expensive.
Work insurance. Yeah, I didn't have work insurance. So I was like, I'll wait till I get a job with insurance, which I'm coming up on my 3-month probation, even though I've worked in my company for a year and a bit. Because I was part-time before. Before. So, like, it's not a probation. It's just like the insurance doesn't kick in until you've been full-time for 3 months.
Yeah.
So as soon as that kicks in, boy, these teeth are coming out. Because I have my own private insurance that I've been paying into for a few years.
Yeah.
Use that. I'm going to use
that
work
include
insurance.
dental, the one that you were doing on your own?
Up to like a few $100 for like extractions or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
So like I'm going to get all of it done, cancel the private insurance, and then just coast on the work insurance for dental stuff
sweet.
At least. Yeah, it's been a long road, folks. It's been a long road to getting these teeth removed.
Yeah, because I remember the first time the dentist mentioned to me, I was like 18 or 19, and he's like, oh, those wisdom teeth, they'll have to come out. And I was like, well, how much is that going to cost? He's like, thousands of dollars. And I was like, I don't have that kind of cash, fella. And I'm pretty sure that insurance only covers up to a certain amount. So pump the brakes. We'll figure that out later. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
12 years later. Okay, we're about to cross that bridge.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. I promise. I'm pretty sure there's probably like a massive dentist chat group or forum somewhere where they're like, one day patients will actually listen to us and do what we tell them, like floss their teeth. And
well, yeah, I here in the UK, when you go to the dentist, you have to book a dentist and a hygienist separately. So they don't like do it. They don't do it bang bang. They're like, you see different people, and then you pay different.
Maybe
amounts
that's why the teeth are so bad. They're just adding an extra hoop to jump through.
Exactly, and it's like the hygienist was like 100 something pounds, and the dentist was like 60 pounds. I was like,
I'm sorry, what?
What the fuck? Anyways, I did need the hygienist because I hadn't been in almost 2.5 years. So it was, I went to that, and she actually got me onto like, you got to floss, obviously. She's like, also, she just mentioned at the time, she's like, I don't say this all the time. I'm not paid by them or anything. I know. She's like, I know that sounds like I'm paid by them, but you should go and get an electric toothbrush. She's like, at Boots right now, they're 50% off. So this was like 3 weeks ago. It must have been like a Black Friday something or other.
So
like
this person is definitely sponsored by Boots.
So definitely, or maybe 100%. Boots, not
Boots
Oral-B
specifically. This one store that's 2 blocks down and to the right.
Yeah. So I ended up going and getting an electric toothbrush. And actually, I can recommend any listeners out there debating getting an electric toothbrush, fucking do it. Well worth it.
I have one now. The problem is replacing the brush heads.
Yeah.
Fucking twice as expensive as the toothbrush itself, man.
I went to Walmart cartridges
the other day or last week or whenever it was. I'm like, I'm going to get some new heads for my toothbrush because I've been using the same one for 3 months. And fuck, it was like $35 for 2 brush heads. I was like, I'm sorry.
Oof.
I'm about to kick over this entire display stand right now. I didn't because I'm, not an agent of chaos, but.
Well, I mean, post-pandemic, you can be anything you want.
I could be an agent of chaos.
The rules don't matter.
Yeah, I know, man. Plus, it's still a white man's world, so. Oh, maybe that's too dark.
You know what I said the other day? I said somebody, a female coworker, said like, "Oh, can you just show up to the meeting as backup?" I was like, "Oh, you're going to ask for a straight white male to come up for backup? No problem. I'm there for you. There's nothing they could do to hurt me."
Yes.
And she kind of like smiled and was like, not sure if I was joking.
I was like, "Is that humor?"
Yeah, and I was pretty sure I wrote like, "Can you make sure HR doesn't take that out of context, please?"
Sons of bitches.
Please.
Those HR. It's like HR, real estate agents. There's something else that's a middleman that's just like the worst.
We talked about this last time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we talked about
real
middleman.
estate.
I'm sorry. I got to get off this hate train that I'm on.
Yeah.
I have to switch off the internet or something because every day it's like a new story about like young people are worried they can't afford a home in Canada anymore. I'm like, oh, fuck, I know.
Yeah, I think we talked about as well, like /Canada is just a hotbed of
it's
hot
awful.
mess.
We're going to have to just pause for a second. I got the mechanic calling me here.
Okay. Tim's going to take some calls from the mechanic. Hopefully this doesn't interrupt his conversation. Oh, he's muting me. He muted me. He doesn't want to listen to me while he's on the phone with the mechanic, and he's telling him, you owe us a bunch of money. Hello, is that Tim Main? Hi, Tim. Yeah, so listen, we opened the car up, and fuck, there was a whole family of rabbits living in the engine. It was wild. Don't know how that happened. Like, we had to kill them all. It was really sad, but so while they were in there, they did a bunch of damage. So one of them ate the water cooler. Yeah, just ate it. Yeah, I know, crazy. I don't know how he didn't explode. And looks like one of them took a dump in the gasparator. And that gasparator needs to be replaced now. So if you can just go ahead and pay us several $1,000s, we'll get her fixed right up, and we'll get rid of those rabbit carcasses for you.
Dear God, what have I come back to?
I just monologued a good little bit in a pretty strong Canadian accent there.
Yeah, I was trying to like focus on my phone call, and all I could hear was this like muttering in the headphones. So I was like, "What is he saying?"
Did you mute me?
No, I just kind of like took my headphones off, and I was like, answer the phone.
I thought you had muted me because at one point your hand like came near the mic, and it came near the screen. Sorry, so I thought you had muted me, and I was like, oh, good call. Well, I'm just going to go on this little tangent here. Mm-hmm. So, and I did, and here we are.
That's actually a good idea. I'll mute you right now, and then we just continue with the podcast.
Lucas, that doesn't matter what you're saying. I've muted you.
No, the mechanic was saying that they are probably going to leave early because they're doing like a Christmas Eve duck out because I think tomorrow they're not open.
It's not Christmas Eve, though. Did you point that out to them?
No, they're gonna they're not gonna be there on Christmas Eve, which is tomorrow. So today they might leave early because they just don't have that many appointments.
Right.
And I don't want to be the guy who's like, I'll be around at like 5 o'clock tonight. So I said I'd probably be there before noon. So if you don't mind splitting this in half,
we can just hurry up.
Keep
You've
going
got
for
15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes.
Fuck, fine. We won't make it like an
we can split it up.
like we usually
You've got to work. You've got to work after that. You're gonna go pick your car up, and then you've got to get to work. So
yeah, that's fair. I don't really do much
let's just
to be
get
honest. It's very chill.
But I mean, we can still do this. We can do it.
Yeah.
When do you have to leave? You have to leave in 20 minutes?
Yeah, like 15.
How much time? 15. Get Sarah to drive your bitch ass there.
Yeah, that's fair. I could ask her.
I'm joking. You can walk. All right, 15 minutes. Here we go.
It'll be more like a light jog. Let's be honest. I'm going to be like...
Why don't you get them to drop the car off with you? That'd be pretty saucy.
Yeah. Hey, if you guys are on your way home, like 2 of you carpool, just bring my car and you have it out.
No,
The thing is, though, it's because like we've been going there for years, and before it used to be Dad who would book the appointments for both his car and my car at the same time.
Yeah.
So like he just forwarded me an email. He's like, "Hey, I got this email from the mechanic. It's your inspection report." I was like, "Why are they emailing you?" And I was like, "Because his name's registered on the car's license, I guess."
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have my phone number, so they have my dad's email, and they're phoning me. I don't know. It's
Brilliant.
weird. It's weird.
Brilliant.
I just never correct them. I feel so uncomfortable when I go in there.
Why?
The mechanic, because he's like explaining stuff to me, and it's just like my eyes just glaze over. I'm like, do you know what I do for a living, man? I talk about like stuff on the radio, and then that's it.
You joked with me. Well, you didn't joke with me when we dialed in here, and I was having technical issues. He's like, "Let me get this straight." So for all the audience, let me get this straight. Don't you work at a tech company? Yes, Timothy, I do work at a tech company. You're correct.
Yeah, that's fair.
However, you sack of shit.
Yeah, I get that. No, but like last
what I was
week
going to
we
recommend
had,
is no. I'm going to cut you off. I'm cutting you off right now.
Go on.
I was going to say is you could just walk in there. It's like before you say anything, I have no idea what's going on. So you can charge me whatever you need to.
You see how my dad's info is on the account that you guys have for us? Yeah, that's because he actually understands what you're saying when you say that.
Yeah. So I'm going to call him right now. I'm going to put him on speaker, and then you can talk.
No, but they
let's just do
firmly moved into the 21st century now, because when they do their report, they take photos while they do it, and then obviously when they're done, they hit send, and it sends you a text message with a link to this report, and it's got notes that the mechanic's written next to pictures of what they're trying to fix. And it's got like a link of like a list of severity. So it's like today, like this one today, he said your battery's about to die, so get a new one. So he's like, that's severe because the car needs a battery to actually work. And I was like, okay. And then it's like the moderate stuff that like may need to be changed right now, or in the future, at least be prepared to change it. And then like good stuff, he's like, the tires are good. I'm like, well, that's good.
That is good.
So yeah, they're firmly in the 21st century. They're like on all this automated texting. Like I booked my appointment online because I hate calling them, because I'm like, they're like, what do you need? And I'm like, the oil and the look at the car.
I need to bring my car to you,
and like
I bring car to you. You fix car.
Yeah, you look at it, you say like fix, and I'm like here money, and then they're like okay,
thanks for money. Here car.
It's one of those things where it's like going to the dentist, where you're like you feel beholden to them. Is that the right word?
Beholden. Wow. That's a big fucking word.
Beholden, bro.
Bro.
I don't know if that is the right word. I think it's just like you feel like you should be doing more.
Yeah.
Even though you're paying them for the service. That's right. I said it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That is right.
I'm just not suited.
Well, let's get to the hot topic that is on everybody's mind. How is Lucas surviving in London when Omicron is trying to rape it?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Everyone, I've had to just switch off the news because everyone's just losing their damn minds. I'm like, oh God.
Oh God.
Need to not listen to other people right now.
Please don't. No more. Yeah. No more Omegadron. I mean, Omicron, omnipotent.
But they don't put
Omicron.
the Omni in there. It's just Omicron. Like I was so
Omicron.
confused. Yeah. I was trying to figure out which one's the right way to say it because I don't understand anymore. Do I have to call up the WHO and ask them? Like,
yeah. Jenna was.
Is Jenna at home?
She is at home. I don't know what she does. I don't know what she does back there. Ma, Milo. Yeah. Yeah, it's been absolutely wild. Since we talked on the last podcast, which was just over a month ago, the world has been absolutely consumed by Omicron. There's 106,000 cases of Omicron in the UK today. Good news is it's not as deadly, which is good news. That is good news. But it didn't matter. The media hype train jumped on board and was like, choo-choo, here we go.
Yeah, they've changed a lot of stuff here as well, in particular with like gatherings and whatever. Like the Canucks postponed a bunch of hockey games because they're up to then. They were like full capacity in the stadiums. Everyone was getting stoked again. Bryan Adams had a New Year's Eve concert here. He canceled that.
Jesus.
And cases are spreading, whatever, and so on. But I don't know. I feel like there's too much knee jerking happening one way and the other.
Yeah,
but
and
again,
not in sensible
I'm not
ways
gonna,
either.
like, everyone's throwing their opinion in there. Of course,
yeah, good point, actually.
Everyone
Good
has
point.
an opinion, but honestly, I don't think us as plebs. I don't think our
exactly.
opinion needs to be shared. To be honest,
I'm in agreements with you.
one thing that I
Do you have an opinion on? Sorry. I do have an opinion. If you haven't been jabbed, go get jabbed. Go get your vaccine.
That's not even an opinion. That's like more of like a communal duty. Like you should do that to protect you and your neighbors and your family and so on. It's not even like a personal choice. It needs to be a selfless choice.
Nope. Yeah, it's not a personal choice. That's a good way to put it. Well done. Jesus Christ, write that shit down, Tim.
Yeah, I'm going to run for office 2024, folks, so get yourselves ready.
I'll vote for you.
Yeah. Yeah. What was I going to say about social media?
Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay. No, social media, like it's given everyone a platform to share their opinion all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, I really need to just not listen to these people. Or their
it's true.
opinions.
It's true.
Because it does influence, like, you know, some people say like, oh, I'm not influenced by that kind of stuff. I'm absolutely influenced by that stuff.
Definitely.
People's things always influence me all the time, so I need to...
People like to think they're 100% objective and don't get influenced, but no one's like that. That's not the way people
There's
work.
always things that drift into my ear, and you're like, oh, where did I hear that? Oh, well, it's my opinion now, so that's how I feel about it.
That's right. That's exactly how I'm going to jump in this bandwagon. The Canucks are great again.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah. Or, I mean, like, fuck, everyone's going after our provincial health officer in BC's Bonnie Henry, Dr. Bonnie Henry.
Dr. Bon.
Dr. Bon, and she, like, was featured in Time magazine. She was, like, lauded as a hero at the beginning of the pandemic. Now everyone's just fucking ragging on her because she has to be the mouthpiece for the BC government, telling everyone to not have fun. So people
either you die a hero, either you die a hero, or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah, like she was in Time magazine. She wrote a book. Like there was this big thing where like the BC's best doctor, blah blah blah, and all this stuff. And then they were like, well, we hate her now because she's taken away our booze and stuff like that.
And
I mean, she's not like, but whatever.
And she follows Satan. That's what I heard, at least.
I think it's just been amplified by the fact that people like share and reshare these things online. Like there's an account called Fuck Bonnie Henry. And I'm like, okay,
sounds productive.
Yeah, she has to be the one who says don't do this, don't do that. But like she's doing her job. Like that's just what.
But no one should be organizing orgies with her. Like let's take a break on the
look at his bow tie.
I love his bow tie. Oh my god.
It's so cute. Sarah's like, we're buying him a bow tie for Christmas, and I'm like, that's kind of dumb. And then he got it, and immediately I was like, I regret what I said. It looks so good. A cat in a bow tie. This is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Adorable.
He's not supposed to be on the dining table. Don't tell Sarah. But he's on the dining table.
Oh shit! He just wants to be close to his master.
Yeah, that's true. He does like hanging out.
Faster. What are you gonna gotcha?
He's not allowed to sleep in the bed. He used to sleep when I was on my own. He and I used to sleep in a bed together because we're bros.
You are bros.
And Sarah moved in. She's like, I'd prefer if he didn't sleep on the bed. I'm like, okay, we'll make it work. But then last night, like, she went to bed before I did, and I walked in, and he's lying in my spot. I was like, oh, Bob, why do you have to do this all the time? I have to remove you. And she's like, no, it's okay. You can stay here. I was like, yes, good.
Change her.
It's mainly because she's like, I don't want his stinky butt touching my pillow. And I'm like, yeah, that's fair. But also, it's so adorable. Oh, now
He's
Dad's
so
calling
adorable.
me.
Oh, here, I'll go on another monologue if you want to answer.
Fucking hell. Okay, here we go.
So, a lot of you don't know this. Tim got a cat in lockdown last year. And actually, you know this. I think we'd maybe talked about it on the podcast, but Tim got this cat during lockdown last year. And his name's Bobby, and he's fucking fat. Like, he is a big old cat. And yeah, actually, when I was visiting him, someone said like, "Oh, where's that fat cat?" And I was like, "Oh, he's inside." So people even know that he has a fat cat. But anyways, when he first got the cat, he was afraid to tell our parents that he had the cat because I don't know why, but I think Tim and I both have the same like feeling when it comes to our parents. We don't tell them anything new. Like I was going to move across the world and live with a stranger I'd only just met, and I told him, and I kind of was like, well, yeah, that's reasonable reason to not want to tell them. But it took me a little while to get that story out to them and let my parents know that. So yeah, the anxiety was definitely real with them. In terms of, actually, I wanted to say this to Tim while he was on the phone. When we were talking about Omicron and opinions, for anybody out there looking for a very dry, it's just pointing at Bobby's butt, a very dry read, but is very, very interesting and very good. It's a book called Principles by Ray Dalio. Ray Dalio is the ex-CEO and co-founder, I think, or actual founder of a hedge fund called Bridgewater, and he created this extremely profitable and well-run company. But anyways, he wrote this book called Principles. Principles is a book about all the principles that he lives his life by and what he runs his business by. And it's really interesting. And there's a couple of times that he brought up that, like, yeah, sure, everyone can have an opinion. But if you're just out there to just go out and say, I think this, I think that, that's not productive. It's not going to help. How is that helping us get to our ultimate goal by you telling us what you think? There are obviously room and areas where you need to discuss things and talk about how the conflicting facts are going to make a difference or whatnot. But in terms of just spouting an opinion without any backup or anything, any reasoning behind it is not beneficial and not helpful. So very interesting book. Again, I recommend it to anybody who's looking to potentially just fall asleep really easily. It's a book called Principles by Ray Dalio. Very interesting nonfiction read for anybody out there who still reads books. I don't know many people who do. What else have I been reading recently? Oh, I read another book called Know My Name by Chanel Miller. She was the unidentified victim of the Stanford sexual assault attacks back in 2015, I think. You'll remember his name. His name was Brock Turner. That name should fire you up a little bit. So Brock Turner was found guilty of sexual assault, and basically this girl, Chanel, she was anonymous throughout the trial, but then she wrote a book about her experience through the trial and the after effects of that. And so that book is called Know My Name by Chanel Miller. Very, very interesting book. Just to hear or read her perspective and basically the trauma of a victim that it goes through. Wildly eye-opening. Thoroughly enjoyed it. One criticism I'll give to her is it could have been a lot shorter. She rambled on a little bit. I think that's not her fault. I think that's the role of the editor to be like, hey, you were rambling on. I need you to cut it short a little bit. And Tim's back. There it is. Speaking of rambling, so we've only got 2 minutes left here, Tim. Was there anything else on your mind that you wanted to get off your chest for this Christmas Eve podcast?
Yes, I want to, have a good Christmas, happy holidays, and all that stuff. It's been a rough go the last couple year and a half, 2 years, whatever it's been. So I would, recommend you just give up on all of it. This is the end, and just send her. No, just kidding.
Just send it. I love it.
Yeah, that's about it. I don't know if I'd have anything else. I mean, like, we've all been kind of like tucked away doing nothing. Just go to work, and then don't go to work anymore, and then go to work the next day, and then, I'm not at work anymore. That's about it. That's all there is.
The only thing I'll say, the last story I was going to say, I accidentally became an Xbox Series X scalper. Last week,
son of a gun.
Last week, there was a stock notification I got. I went to the Microsoft site, went through the whole process of buying one. When I pressed purchase, it went through. No, it went through, but then it said the next page it landed on was, I'm sorry, we couldn't process your request, or something ridiculous like that. Basically, because they didn't have very much stock. So they were basically saying like, we might not have it. So I was like, oh shit, I did something wrong. Let me go back to the beginning. And I went through the whole process again of purchasing it, and I bought it again, thinking like, oh, I haven't done it. But then it got to that same screen again, and I was like, wait a second. And so I went and looked at my bank account, and I was like, yep, I've just paid £450 twice. So,
Whoops.
So I on Friday last week, I got when I got home from work, there were 2 boxes waiting for me, and I had 2 Xbox Series X's.
Dear
So,
God.
yeah, so that was my funny story from last
You
week.
son of a bitch.
I'm an accidental scalper. But so
That's
now
such a big problem here. You go on like Facebook Marketplace, they're selling it for like $400 more than it's worth. You're like, you fucking pieces of shit.
Fuckers, I know. I think I'm just gonna return this one to Microsoft. I meant to do it. There was a friend of mine who's like, oh, I might be interested. So I was like, I was waiting. I'm just gonna sell it. I'm get it back, obviously, or sell it for the regular price. I'm not a scalping asshole. But that was my funny story for an Xbox Halo Infinite. Tim, I'm gonna say online right now on air, I'm gonna wait until they release the co-op, and you and I can blast through the co-op on Legendary together.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah. Is it cross-platform? Can you do it on a computer / Xbox cross?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, I could do the Xbox One, but I don't know. I feel like the graphical fidelity, which wouldn't really hit you in the balls as hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was my basically final flaw, because you can play it on the Xbox One. Same, I have an Xbox One. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just.
Well, you have like the newer
Get the
slim
Series X.
version too. Like I have the original like second year it was ever out Xbox One. So it's like the original hardware from like 2014 or 13, whatever it was. So it's not even like the new slim version where they've upgraded it slightly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm probably gonna sell it soon so I can like put the money towards something else, for example. So
Good call. But awesome. Thank you very much for listening to the Wonder Boys podcast. I'm hoping you enjoyed the series of monologues by Lucas.
yeah, this was just a soliloquy by Lucas Maine.
And I hope it recorded properly, because I was like just noticing before that it wasn't necessarily picking my voice up really well. But that's okay. I should have turned the sensitivity up, and that's my own fault for doing that. So I'm sorry if it's a little quiet. Tim will fix it in post. Thank you very much for listening to the Wonder Boys podcast. You can find us on podcast apps. That's all you can find us now. We have no we'll put it on social media.
Wherever you
maybe.
find podcasts.
Yeah, wherever you find podcasts, we'll be there. iTunes. No one uses that. Google Podcasts, Podcast Addict, Pocket Casts, Spotify. We're on Spotify. That's pretty sick.
Hell yeah.
Take
that.
But anyways,
Sweden.
have that Cretan.
No, Sweden. 'Cause that's where Spotify's from.
That's right. Yeah,
That's right.
They are. That is right. But yeah, have a good Christmas. Have a good holidays. Have a happy New Year. And we'll be back at the end of January for our mid-January episode once Tim's come back and has a tan.
Oh, yeah. If I don't get COVID. All right.
Don't get COVID. All right. Peace.
I've got a little Christmas story. I'm sorry, but it's sad. It'll either break your heart in two or make you scratch your head. A few years ago on Christmas Eve, Santa was at our house. He must have been tired because he laid down for a minute on our couch. He jumped up in a hurry, checked all his reindeer, flew off into the darkness. They was scratching from ear to ear. It was the loudest Christmas we ever had, one we'll never forget. Scratched and itched and combed our hair, and we're not over it yet. Santa Claus don't come to our house anymore, don't care if we're naughty or nice. We're the ones that gave Santa Claus and all his reindeer lice. They's late getting back to the North Pole. It took them 3 or 4 days. They scratched and itched so doggone much they almost lost their way. Santa Claus shaved all his hair off, and he shaved his whiskers too. When he shaved the hair off all the reindeer, Rudolph's nose turned blue. It was the loudest Christmas we ever had, one we'll never forget. Scratched and itched and combed our hair, we're not over it yet. Santa Claus don't come to our house anymore, don't care if we're naughty or nice. We're the ones that gave Santa Claus and all his reindeer lice. We wrote Santa Claus a letter. He called us on the phone, said he'd drop our presents in the yard, but he wouldn't come in our home. So every year on Christmas Eve, out in the snow and ice, he drops them presents in the yard 'cause he don't want to catch no lice.